The story of the Bible begins with God creating a wonderful world, full of beauty, harmony, and life. He decides to share this creation with his creatures, especially humans, giving them a unique role. Adam and Eve are chosen to rule the world as partners with God. This partnership is built on trust and alignment with divine wisdom. God gives them everything they need, including access to the tree of life, which symbolizes wisdom and connection to him. However, there is a limit. One tree, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, is off limits. This rule is not a cruel restriction, but an opportunity for them to demonstrate their loyalty and trust. This situation is, essentially, a test. A test that symbolizes a fundamental choice: trust in God's wisdom or follow their own path. But don't confuse God's test with something cruel. Think of a king choosing you to carry out a noble task. It's a test, but also an honor and an opportunity to show faithfulness. The problem arises when a rebel enters the scene. The serpent, which symbolizes evil, distorts the situation, turning the test into a trap. It sows doubt, persuading Adam and Eve to believe that trusting God is not the best thing for them. In the end, they fail the test, bringing exile and death to humanity. But God, in His mercy, promises a solution. One day, a human will come to defeat the serpent and pass the test that Adam and Eve failed. From there, we see more tests throughout the Bible. One example is Abraham and Sarah. God calls them to leave everything behind and trust Him, promising that they would be a blessing to all nations. However, Abraham fails several times. He lies to protect himself and tries, together with Sarah, to solve things on their own by using their servant to have a child. Even so, God does not give up on Abraham. Abraham's final test is incredibly challenging. God asks him to offer his son Isaac as a sacrifice. Abraham obeys, but at the last moment, God intervenes and provides a substitute. This story shows that Abraham passed the test, but also that he was not yet the perfect partner that God was looking for. The tests continue with Abraham's descendants. When the Israelites are in the desert, God gives them countless opportunities to trust Him. He provides water, daily bread, and protection, but they constantly fail. Instead of trusting, they accuse God of abandoning them in the desert to die. This lack of loyalty repeats throughout Israel's history. This is where Jesus enters the story. He is the promised human who would finally pass the test. Jesus faces temptation in the desert for 40 days and nights, being attacked by the same evil that deceived Adam and Eve. But unlike them, Jesus fully trusts God. His final test took place in the Garden of Gethsemane, on the night of his arrest. Jesus knows what is coming: his death on the cross. He prays to God, asking that, if possible, the test be taken away. But ultimately, he submits to God's will, showing what it means to trust fully in divine wisdom. He passes the test, not just for himself, but for all of humanity. Jesus' sacrifice covers all the failures of Israel, of Adam and Eve, and of all of us. He shows that, even when we fail in our own tests, God gives us a new chance through Jesus. But this doesn't mean our lives will be easy. Jesus warned that each generation of his followers would face tests. These daily challenges force us to trust God in new and radical ways. They may be painful, but James, a leader of the early church, reminds us to be thankful for these tests. They are opportunities for growth, for transformation, to become more like Jesus. God tests our faith because He loves us. He wants us to grow, to learn to trust Him, and to become His partners in fulfilling His plans. The good news is that, through Jesus, we can face any test with confidence, knowing that He has already won for us. Did you enjoy this content? If this video helped you, share it with someone who also needs to hear this message. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And don't forget to leave your like and comments below. What are you handing over to God today? I want to pray for you. Until the next video. Thank you very much.